Goji, you're a little monster. Little mon-
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the D-Pad. I'm Rick.
Stra!
This is our Patreon Hangout for the month of September.
Yes, that one.
Double checking and making sure that we don't have like any duplicated stuff going on here. I think we're good. But yeah, welcome. It's been a hell of a month. Yeah, and Sarah's leg. Hope everyone's been having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you wore shorts. So your leg is kind of it'd be
It
hard to
just like, yeah.
it'd be hard to not have it be visible. If you grab the bathrobe that was right there, I think that's about the only way to make that, or like laid down. But yeah, welcome to our hangout.
Come up here.
Oh, Goj is being a little stinker
No.
tonight. Let me push this that way. There we go. That way it's a little out of frame there. But yeah, so how's everybody doing? How's everybody's month going? I'm just as interested watching Goj
Yep,
doing
she's
her
slowly approaching. She's doing her
thing
thing.
in the back. Yep.
I don't know. Rick doesn't believe in shorts is the problem. He only wears long
No,
pants.
That's not. I mean, I do like light PJ pants most of the time. I'm wearing jeans right now because I was out earlier.
I'm just
but-
saying, there's definitely been times when I come up here and you're like, oh, it's so warm. I'm so overheated. And he's in full-length pants. And I'm
No,
like, there's a
full-length-
solution for this.
Full length, like jersey material or basketball shorts style pants. They are not thick pants.
I'm just saying.
Yep. But yeah, it's been kind of an interesting month. We finally hit our 1,000th Sonic video. We got to put out a couple specials for that. And we also hit our 1,001st Sonic video with the Sanic Chili Dog Water G Fuel.
The tainting.
For anyone that watched today's Zelda video, Ben, that was what Ben was looking at.
Also, congratulations, Radar. Woo, new job.
Oh, nice. Congrats. Super congrats. I don't know what to describe the pants as. They're similar to basketball shorts, but they're full length, like that kind of thinness, I guess. Was that video today? Oh, I think it was today's video. It might have been yesterday's video. I thought it was today's video, but I might have missed.
What the fuck was that video today? Which video today? Gonna have to be more specific.
Oh man, yeah. Skyward Sword I enjoy for the most part. It's definitely obvious that the game was not finished the way they wanted it to be.
I enjoyed it. My frustrations were more stuff where you felt very constrained sometimes in the sky ground going back and forth. But otherwise, I really liked it.
Apparently, they were originally going to make a like hub area on land, and they just never did. Like they were planning on doing some kind of Hyrule field, and they just had to cut the idea entirely.
And I get that. I'm sure it would have made it much more difficult. It was occasionally frustrating. But otherwise, no, I really liked Skyward Sword. The Sanic drink, yes. Rick
Sanic drink one should have been maybe an hour ago, somewhere around there.
Rick likes to torture himself. I don't know what other explanation you guys need there, really.
Oh god, it was out there. Ian from Born Losers Gaming had reached out to me and was like, "Hey, would you be down for doing this fun little cameo thing?" Like he was getting a bunch of other people. Max from Game Face Max is in there too, doing just a bunch of spit takes for their Sanic chili dog water video. And I was like, "Oh fuck, that's right, that's a thing." And I had heard about it, and I wanted to do a thing for it, and it fell off my radar entirely. So that brought it right back on. So I was like, "All right, I'll throw it on I'll hop in the waiting list." And I ordered it, and there is also a normal Sonic one, and then the flavor I believe is peach rings, like the little like sugar candy things. I have no idea. We may do that at some point. I don't really know. It's not as memeable as the chili dog water. But yeah.
Rick suffers by his own hand frequently. Whose idea do you think it was to make him eat Necco wafers? That was his idea.
I didn't think I was gonna die enough for that to be like super awful. It was really like crossing that line at one point. It was like if I had died like 3/4 as much, I think it wouldn't have been nearly
3/4 as much. Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, that's the thing is like it was more the frequency of it in certain spots where I was just throwing. Same thing with the fireballs. I had to bail on the fireballs because it was just literally like my stomach was really not happy with it. The human body.
Yeah, it's again a certain amount of cinnamon goes in, and your stomach's like, wow. No.
You have a limit on cinnamon in your body before it just outright rejects it.
That was another one where I was just kind of like, I don't understand your thought process here, other than just hatred for yourself.
for the views and the clicks.
This is how much he loves you all. I'm just saying.
But yeah, so yeah, Mario 64. I had considered that Mario 64 might make for an interesting during the day kind of marathon stream, because I feel pretty confident that a full 120-star run would take, like half of a day at worst.
Yeah, finding ones that are 24-ish hours is the trick.
That is the really difficult one. I'd even floated the idea at one point, not for anything that would have happened before, but for in the future of like, oh, it'd be funny to do like a Sonic 06 marathon run of just like plowing through it. But like part of the reason I didn't play for almost any of the game is because I wanted everyone that put their hands on the controller to experience the weirdness of it firsthand. Second was I have played the game and I do know how to get around some of the dumber shit that's going on. And like, even just from that, I could shave off a hell of a lot more than 3 hours. I can say that for sure. Sonic 06 super the super hard difficulty would actually be a possibility. That one could be a thing. Though I've heard that like maybe the enemy placements actually make more sense in super hard, and so the game actually feels a little better as a result.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, Sonic 06 hard mode is always a possibility for in the future sometime. Ironically, its 15th birthday is almost right on top of when Extra Life is this year. But yeah, I guess that would be a you do it, wouldn't it? God damn.
I mean, yes, I think we could safely say.
Yeah. I do have a marathon stream that I want to organize, but it requires both a lot more preparation than a standard marathon stream, because it would span multiple days. It would span a couple of days. Sleep time would be in there, would be a part of it as well. Like, it wouldn't be like, oh, I got to pass it off to somebody. It would be like, all right, here's a good point for us to just kind of stop, and we'll come back in 8 hours or something and keep going. It also would require a little bit of actual coding work on my part to get us over the finish line with that, to prep what need be done. If I'm ever able to pull it off, though, you guys will know. I wanted to try actually setting it up for the end of August, for that as like a 10th anniversary, like just wild kind of weird marathon thing, but we wound up not doing that, so we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's really good Extra Life material. I guess it could be, but I think I'd rather not go nuts on pulling that together in the next month and a half, I guess, because I think it's like the first weekend of November or something like that. I would have to double check. I don't know. I think there's only two things I can think of that'll definitely not see the light of day, and one of them is because it is changing form slightly, so it actually will see the light of day. It'll actually see the light of day sooner than it would otherwise.
What is this face for? You climbed on my lap.
When you guys see what the idea is for the marathon stream, it'll make sense. And it'll make sense why there's sleep in there as well. A 30-day live stream? Jesus Christ. That sounds awful.
I mean, if you've got enough people tagging in and out.
I feel like that's just called the Big Brother website. Because they used to do, I don't know if they ever did it in the States, but I think in the UK and in Australia, they used to do it that Big Brother, you could literally log on to the website and you could just look through all the cameras and just at any time. So if you caught it at the right time, you could actually see them doing events that would then show up on TV, which is kind of neat. But in other times, it's like, all right, I'm just going to look and someone's just having a bowl of cereal. Cool. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I don't want to make any promises as far as like timing for anything. I got a couple ideas for when could work, though. We'll see. But I may as well hop into our usual spiel, not spiel, our usual
schedule
itinerary.
Perhaps?
Yeah, schedule, itinerary. One of those. I was gonna say syllabus, but that's not really right.
I mean, it's not really a class. You're not really teaching anything here.
Right. Yeah, you could watch them sleep. It was really, yeah, exactly. Like, that just seems creepy and strange, even beyond, like, the concept of the show itself is already, like, intentionally
the whole
kind
Big
of
Brother
invasive.
thing?
Yeah. But then when it's like, you can log online to bigbrother.co.uk and watch them sleep and roll around in bed. It's like, that feels weird. Especially if you fall out of the game and you don't make any money. Someone just watched all of your vulnerable moments for months.
I mean,
for nothing.
In theory, you got paid for being on the show.
Jesus Christ. You can still check out the live stream. God damn. Well, convinced to go back to Pokemon Sun. John was around. And we had finished off.
John was actually here.
Yeah,
for
Pokemon
5
Pikachu
seconds.
and Eevee. So we had some time. We went for it. We got 5 episodes recorded. We forgot entirely because I think at the end of my run I did box my dead Pokemon, but John didn't because he was just like, nope, we're done, we're out, bye. And also, we could choose which Pokemon we were going to. Which Pokemon we were going to put onto our team. It wasn't just whoever was in our team at the time, so it wasn't really a thing there. So those Pokemon will be retroactively re-killed before Part 6 happens, and then we'll see what happens. It is up to John entirely if he wants to continue as a Nuzlocke or not. If he wants to forfeit the Nuzlocke of the post game, he is welcome to do that, and if he wants to continue with it, then he can do that too.
I don't understand why he would bother to even play the game if he's just going to skip text.
Yeah, that was surprising to me. I didn't say anything about it because it was like we had just gotten started into it, but like he was going through it fast enough that I couldn't even read it like just with my eyes, let alone out loud. It's like if you're going to be like that about it, John, don't play. I'm gonna get him personally. That's my opinion. I'm gonna get him to slow down when we do the next one. Like he doesn't have to sit there and tediously read out all of the text, but it's at least got to be on screen long enough for people to follow in the audience too, and also for John to catch some of it. I'm trying to retain any information I can, but it is real tough. Part of the reason I'm also. Anytime he leaves from an area, he leaves from a conversation that's supposed to send us on something else, is like, all right, did they tell you where we're going next? And he's like, oh, okay, and turns around. It's like, yeah.
It's like, John, you have to pay.
Yep.
If you don't pay attention to what they say, then yeah, of course you don't have any fucking clue what's happening in the game.
Yep.
And it drives me crazy. So there's a reason I'm not on many of these streams.
Yeah, we don't do voices for the Pokemon, partly because, to be honest, I have extreme doubts that John would want to continue with the voice, would do the voice things for long enough or consistently enough over the course of the game. I think Jeff and I have a good thing going with Star Force. I don't quite expect that would be the same case. I just don't think John is necessarily patient enough for it. I can't say that for sure.
Final Biscuit, that would require John to be in the same place for longer than a minute.
Yeah, so the problem was...
The delay was not voluntary.
The delay was because Ultra Sun came out literally like right as we were finishing up Sun and Moon, and we wanted to have... And Ben and Lindsay were jumping into that, and we were like, oh, there's just too much stuff. We can't do both of these at the same time, so maybe we'll just... Anytime we can't record some Ultra Sun, we'll come back to regular Sun, and I think that was right around the time...
He moved
John
out?
moved? Yeah, I think that was right around the time John moved to California. And it was like, oh, whoops, okay. And that kind of put the kibosh on that for a while, too. And this is also a game that we play with a physical 3DS, so the only solution if he was remote would be me playing the game at his direction. And it's being like, oh, move up there, do this. And, like, that does not seem like a very good time at all. So, oh, man.
Look, it's not Rick's fault that all luck and random number generation hates him. I've watched it in person. It's honestly just kind of impressive.
It was definitely a bummer how Pikachu and Eevee ended, because I thought if it weren't for Mega Charizard, I think I may have pulled it out, because
you did it with the replay. You just chose the wrong strategy.
Well, no, I'm saying the last two battles. I lost the 7th battle, and then John immediately went and got Mega Charizard, where my strategy was, there's like no time between these battles. I'm gonna use all of my candies right now. I'll get this huge jump, and it'll be great. But John got Mega Charizard, and I did not have a Mega Evolvable Pokemon, and I was like, oh, fuck. And it just super duper screwed me for that one. And then 9 was like, I just relied too much on luck was the answer. And then we saw in the final battle that we did, because we did a couple exhibition matches that I'd never needed it in the first place.
That was my point. It was like in the exhibition match, you proved that the problem the first time was your strategy. Not like you didn't use the Pokemon that you roided out with candies.
No, I did.
No, if I recall correctly, you didn't.
The Pokemon that won the final exhibition were the ones I focused on the least candy-wise. They were actively like the ones that did not get leveled up, the ones that did not have candies used on them. It was just the opposite strategy.
That's literally what I just said.
Yes, that the ones I didn't candy were the ones that won my battle.
Right. My point was that you'd used the wrong strategy in the actual battle that counted.
Yes,
you never and you didn't even bother to use your candies because of some weird letting John win thing that you have in your head. I don't know.
I used
drives me a little crazy.
I used most of my candies. There were candies that I didn't use, and I forget what the
the reason was John bitched about level parity. He was like, "Oh, you're just gonna stuff 20 levels into a Pokemon. Oh, that's so unfair." Oh, it's like, John.
But yeah, the final battle was rough in that it did come down to like every single the rare candies, yeah, because I used all the stat candies. I was like, I'm pretty sure I used every last one of my stat candies. But the battle itself just came down to every single
I mean,
luck
yes, you
roll.
lost all of the luck rolls, but you should have expected that because you always lose all of the luck rolls.
I was pretty well expecting that I was going that like if I was prepared to lose most of my luck rolls, and the strategy would have more than likely worked out. The problem is I lost every luck roll, every single one of them.
You've lived your life longer than I have observed your life. You should know this by now. RN Jesus hates you. That's just a fact.
Well, yeah. But yeah, so
thanks to Alex Britt, nobody basically.
I'll be coming into Diamond and Pearl pretty bloodthirsty and ready to fuck. So
you say these things, and yet once again you're gonna let John go grind for 3 episodes. Then you're gonna be like, well, I don't want to be boring and choose the good Pokemon. So
I only don't be boring by literally using the same Pokemon. I don't care beyond that. That's the only thing that's ever been a thing was I don't like just having, a carbon copy of his team. And in Gen 1 that is tricky to do. Gen 1 you only have so many options in the first place. 2, I'm so fucking bored of the Kanto starters. I like them, but I'm so fucking bored of them that even if he didn't use them, I probably wouldn't have bothered cuz I'm just fucking tired of them. Like my thing is it's not just, hey, I want to play this so I can win. It's also, I want to have a team that I enjoyed using, that I learned to appreciate the value of.
And I completely
Slowbro,
respect
Crobat,
that,
like,
but
there's a
John
bunch of these
does not enter the game in that mindset.
No, he doesn't. But also, I don't ultimately care that much about winning. I would like to win. John cares about winning. Like, he's going to pull some shady shit to make sure he wins. I would like to win, but I also don't, like... I have my way that I want to enjoy the game, and if I do it that same way just to win, that's not me enjoying the game anymore.
No, and that's
so
fair.
I guess it's different priorities between the two of them. Then that's
Expert. My point is more that just he will specifically avoid something that would be a strategically sound choice because he feels it is the boring choice. That's more what I'm talking about. You've said that to me before.
No, I have not. I would not say the starters.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Nobody. Basically, we care about you winning because that way somebody who actually gives a flying fuck will play the post game instead of John sitting there and whining about, do I have to do this?
That's okay. Diamond and Pearl is almost certainly going to have a weird episode platinum post game of some kind. So I'll have to push hard to get the weirdest fucking wildest one for myself. But yes, no, that is a valid enough point, though.
Yeah,
that,
I just think you should maybe just stop making him play the post game. Be like, okay, you won, and you still don't care. Bye. I'm gonna do this and actually have a good time.
John, we've changed it, so now if you lose the Nuzlocke, you do the post game.
I mean,
yeah, John would get even more bloodthirsty with every single face off. He's like, I do not want to play this post game. I need to win every battle. I mean, I like to play into the kayfabe of the Nuzlocke a bit, where the idea is you are legitimately trying to craft a team of friends, and you're trying to like keep them alive and make it work, even though you don't have all the blah 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 blah.
Gouge, could you not?
Something falling in the other room. That's a good sign. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm curious how they wind up doing Diamond and Pearl with the platinum thing. But I mean, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was good, and the Delta episode was interesting. I don't know if I would say it was good. It felt very spectacular without being like really like I don't know, like it had a lot of flash, but it didn't feel super I don't know, meaningful, I guess, because they introduced a bunch of things like wormholes into other dimensions, which is implied to be both the other physical copies of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, and also the original Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald games. And it was really cool, and they did nothing else with it. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. We're obviously going to try to get through the Sun, post game. Technically speaking, whenever Insurgents comes back around, I've got the rest of that game and then whatever post game exists there. So that'll be a thing. So yeah. But yeah, like if we didn't have so many loose hanging threads, then we would probably be actively. So like Pokemon. I was hoping to be done with Sword before now, but we've been struggling with scheduling Ben and Jeff to be here at the same time on weekends. So it's been a little bit tricky to keep that one moving. And it's about to get more difficult because I think next weekend is when Ben is actually moving.
Yes, Ben is moving.
We'll do the best we can. We will do the very best we can.
The problem is, it's like Ben has D&D almost every afternoon, evening, and Jeff generally shows up for the afternoon, evening.
Yeah.
So it's just so tricky to.
Yeah, Ben is moving. He's a friend of his needed a roommate in a relative hurry, and Sarah and I are active. Well, not actively. We're beginning the very alpha, process of starting to look at houses.
I'm staring at houses and wisting at them. That's basically.
Is wist a verb? I guess it would
no,
be, right?
But I'm using
noun?
it that way anyway.
Is
wistfully, like when
wistful.
Yeah, like you can be wistful, but you don't whist at things.
Yeah, can you have whist?
I don't think so, but I'm using it that way anyway. Like I said, I'm wisting at these
fair.
houses because that's about all I can do in the process so far.
There are some nice looking ones we've.
It's contingent again.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, there's one in particular I've been wisting at really hard.
Yeah. And it keeps kind of disappearing and reappearing for various reasons. It's got something to do with.
It's a little further north than I like, but otherwise it's so nice. It'd be perfect. Rick would actually have a full au pair suite to have the D-pad.
This
in.
one literally.
It would be like completely separate from the house.
Yeah, the D-pad would exist as its own, essentially like
apartment.
What do they call it? They call it the in-law apartment.
Yeah, it's the mother-in-law suite or the au pair suite or
so the studio can all exist.
It would have
like
a living room with a little teeny kitchen and bedroom.
It'd be really cool.
And bathroom, it'd be great.
Right, and like that'd be useful for if I have to do any like really late night stuff, so I don't have to like be all noisy in the kitchen downstairs. It's also good if we have other people over because it's an easy like spare room or multiple spare rooms and people can crash.
Plenty of extra bedroom spaces. Yeah. That was a much larger house than we would really technically need, but.
But yeah, so we haven't really figured out Legends as far as who's going to control it. It might be the one we pass around like we did for Breath of the Wild. I do need to start getting on having some key art made for that and for I'm a little quiet. That makes sense, Sarah.
Sometimes I get more energetic. I can take it back down.
There we go. I'll pull Sarah's down a little bit. Actually, if I'm quiet, no, I'll pull Sarah's down a little bit because sometimes we wind up peaking, and I'd rather be a little on the quieter side than on the louder side. But yeah, so. We'll probably wind up passing it around, and we will probably try to get a bunch of key art made ahead of time. I'm doing my radio voice thing where even when I'm like, it's weird. I've started getting pretty used to, generally speaking, being able to, if I'm trying to be quiet, I'm not really being much quieter. I'm just projecting my voice less. And when I want to get more intense, I'm not really being all that much louder, but I'm just more projecting and giving it more force.
Meanwhile, I'm over here being like, God.
Yeah, like the D-pad needs to have.
I'm the voice of the people. See,
I need to sit the entire team down to have a mic etiquette training session because it seems like a lot of folks have.
How
forgotten.
Do I rank over everybody else? I'm just curious. Am I at least near the top of the list?
I'd say you're in the upper. You're in the upper half. Let's see.
Folks I at least try to be conscious of it.
Yeah. I'm disqualifying CJ from the list because the what's the word, canter of his voice. There's like a name for it. Timbre. The timbre of his voice is he's got a very trebly voice. Beeble does too on the extremely rare case. So it's like because neither of them have much in the way of like bass going on most of the time in their voice, it's way harder to like to get it to like settle nicely, so it like jumps out a lot of the time.
It's not going to stop Felice from eating on mic either. We know these facts.
Yes, Felice is unfortunately also near the bottom as far as they have a tendency.
Love him to death, but
they have a tendency to keep the mic out all the way here, and then talk, and then lean in to get loud, and then lean back to get quiet again. And I'm just like, that is murder to edit. John's been doing the same thing. I had to remind him, I think in the middle of an episode that hasn't gone up yet, it's like, yo, Mike, put it on your mouth. Because his was also
you should be able to
like
taste the cat
here.
fur that is on the microphone.
Yeah, if there's something on the mic, you should be able to feel it on your mouth or nose. Lindsay.
Yes, Felice and Lindsay are both delightful,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
this does not prevent them from eating on the mic.
I would say the winners of the Mike Awards in order, probably me and then Jeff and then you.
Oh, I figured you weren't allowed to be in the competition.
The only reason I put myself in there is because, like, I don't know, I can disqualify myself from it also. I try to be really mindful of it when I can.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one that edits. Of course you're going to be mindful.
Yeah, it's very annoying when stuff goes different ways with it, but yeah. Mike tier list, S tier is me. I'd say Jeff is probably A or S tier. Sarah's A tier.
Oh, ow.
We just went over
I'm
what
so
you do into the
teasing,
mics.
baby.
After that, I would actually probably put CJ is probably B tier.
CJ definitely tries. Sometimes he's
does.
just very intense on the Resident
Yes.
Evil games.
Yeah,
I think
sometimes
is
he
more
gets
the...
pretty intense with it. I would say...
No, I wasn't trying to force you to rank everyone in
I
order.
know. Someone said D-pad Mike tier list. John is currently like C tier. I think Felice would also be C tier, low in C tier only because like no matter how much I try, sometimes the food is a little tricky. Lindsay is like floating between C and D tier only because she's taken to lying down in some games
yes.
and throws the mic like
At least when I
vaguely in
lie
front of her
down,
face.
I try to make sure it's still here,
Yeah.
even while I'm lying down.
Yeah. Who did I miss? Ben, I would say, is C
like when-
tier. He also keeps it pretty far from his mouth. I think that's everyone who's here on like a regular-ish basis. Did I miss
yeah.
anybody? I can't really speak to like Dustin or Ian or Sanchez or them because they just haven't been around lately. But
Dave and the other folks are
And,
not
yeah.
generally in here
I think-
recording as much.
yeah, Dave was
so-
here once. He was here for the marathon stream
He's been here, and he was here for the game stuff.
and the game. Well, yes, but we didn't
record,
record
and
audio
that's my
for
point.
those.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. We have no B's.
Yeah, you skipped the B tier completely.
Do you want to be B tier?
No. That's what they were just...
Oh.
See
I can-
how it is. I can
give-
leave.
I
I
give
can
you
go.
B tier and Jeff can have A tier.
I can go. That's fine. Yeah, okay. So you don't need me here. That's... Yeah, okay.
You have a cat on your lap. I know it's a bluff. B is for bluff.
This cat will leave in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, CJ was B tier. There we go. You can keep A tier. There we go. So yeah. John used to be the one that told everybody else to keep an eye on their mics. I don't know what happened there. He used to be the audio guy for the channel.
John used to care.
Oh God. Going down the
like
list
he's
of,
going to watch this and call me
well.
out on my statement.
running down the list of games that are in progress. Thousand Arms is on a little bit of a break. We just didn't get a chance to record some more last weekend. I don't know if we will this weekend either. We are now done with disc 1 and on to disc 2.
Woo!
But we should be roughly 65 to 70% of the way through the game. Disc 2 is definitely going to be shorter. We don't have another 83 episodes of this to go.
Man, y'all are just lucky I didn't pick Legend of the Dragoon. 4-disc PlayStation 1
Oh,
game,
man.
bitches. God, I want to play
I
that
don't-
game on this channel one day.
I don't think
I
we
love that
quite,
game.
Oh, there's 2 discs. I don't
No,
think
I'm
we,
a 4-disc for
No,
Legend of the Dragoon.
I'm talking about Thousand Arms. 4 for Legend of the Dragoon, though. Yeah, Thousand Arms is like I've been pretty wiped on Thousand Arms for like the last 50 episodes. I'm sure it's been very obvious, but I will help keep pushing to get us through. Because I am curious where this bizarre ass game goes, but we shall see. We shall see. There's 4 bad guys left, I think, or there's 4 goons left. Because there's Shaft, there's Bearing, there's the Dark Master. I think there was one more, and then there's the Emperor, the like Dark Emperor guy. And then yeah, I remember too. Final Fantasy VIII. If I recall correctly, the last disc is literally just the cutscenes and cinematics that lead into the final piece of the game. That is like, all right, all of the towns are blocked off. Go to the final dungeon and do it, and that was it. So Oh, is it 3 goons that are left? I thought it was 4, but three makes sense. But
Legend of the Dragoon in particular always had gorgeous cutscenes when they actually shifted to real cutscenes. They were like fully animated, fully voice acted, pretty high quality for PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do a ton of those, but when they did do them, they were really nice.
I keep half expecting a real animated cutscene to happen in Thousand Arms, but it never quite gets there. Even Chrono Trigger for the PlayStation had cutscenes, like full animated cutscenes. It was weird though. I appreciate that they were in the game, and it was it Akira Toriyama? Is that the one who because it's the same animator it's the same artist that does Dragon Ball, and the cutscenes are nice, but I'm trying to remember whether or not they then fade back and then have it play out the same cutscene in sprite form again.
Oh, that's a little odd.
Or if they skip over the sprite one, but then you're back to your sprites again. So like, and honestly, the sprite cutscenes are usually really well done too. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, like 90%, 95% or something of the cutscenes in Legend of the Dragoon are all sprite cutscenes, people talking in their text boxes the standard way, but every once in a while you get like the fully animated, voice acted, and you're just sitting there going like, what? Like when that first happened back PlayStation 1 days, I was like, what is this?
Right? Because you're not expecting that unless you had like a Sega Saturn. You really weren't ever going to see.
I never had any of those. It was Nintendo and Sony. I had the old Nintendo, then the N64, and then it was the PlayStation 2, and onwards.
Because prior to like PlayStation era, you would basically have FMVs, which were just essentially videos run through the like graphics engine of the console, so they kind of looked like shit anyway. But
FMVs interacting with 3D models. Wow,
oof.
That must have been an interesting look.
I'm trying to remember how those went because I still remember the attempted assassination of Idea. I think it was Idea. And like with Irvine Kinneas lining up his shot and then getting cold feet and all of that stuff. But yeah, most people did not have a Sega Saturn. Most people did not have a 32X either because they were literally in direct competition with each other more than they were with any other company's consoles. So that was a bad call for Sega. We've talked about that before. That was in our Dreamcast video. Downward Spiral, a brief history of Sega's console war. Let's see. So that's Thousand Arms. Second quest. Holy fuck. So we have a few more episodes that have already been recorded, and I've resigned myself to going along through the overworld to grind for rupees while looking for hidden stuff. I've already found 2 whistle spots. And I've found a handful of burnable bushes. I don't think I've actually gotten any of the bombable walls correct yet. I think any areas with bombable walls I've been off, which is unfortunate.
I think the worst part about that is just how expensive bombs are and how hard it is to gather rupees.
Well, so
like it's just not a trivial expense to go bomb a bunch of walls.
Yeah, the bombs are functionally 5 rupees a piece when you buy them. Or you can get them from drops, and they can either happen randomly, or if you get a number of them consecutively in a row, then they'll drop them. And then there have been a couple whistle spots so far. I think I got one by the graveyard and one by in the forest. It's been hit or miss, to put it very lightly. The reason I'm wandering the overworld is so I can get rupees so I can go get the blue ring, because that is going to be way more important. A blue ring functionally moves me from 8 hearts to 16 hearts, so that's the more important thing right now. But yeah.
His argument, Final Biscuit, is that he's going to be wandering around the overworld to grind rupees anyway, so no, he's not going to look up the heart container position. He's just going to find them all by doing all the wandering.
I mean, maybe. I'm going to do my best to uncover stuff, and as I'm going through, I'm grabbing rupees and all
they're
of those,
saying, just look up the damn heart pieces, and I was like...
Yep, and I'm not going to.
I'm just saying, this is his argument for why he won't.
Nope. I'm not going to. I would prefer to play the game as unspoiled on stuff as I can. I had already just kind of remembered from just random shit in the past that where the magical sword is. I thought I had misremembered it too, but I misremembered the most important part, which is how many hearts you need in order to actually hold the damn thing. But
look, sometimes I will look things up and then try my best to subtly guide him.
You're not subtle.
Sometimes I work at. Sometimes I win.
Sure you do. Sure, those are subtle, and I don't.
Some
know
of
what
them
you're
I
doing.
don't bother being subtle with, hun. Sometimes I'm just like, no, you're wrong.
I'm not saying I can tell, but anyway, I do know where the blue ring is. We've actually seen it already. It's in the hidden island in the northeast of the map, which thankfully is also really easy to get to. So that's not going to be too bad. The hardest thing, actually no, because I was gonna say it's like, the hardest thing is gonna be getting up there and not losing a bunch of rupees. So it's like, why would that even happen? That wouldn't happen. But yeah, so we have a couple episodes to go. They're a little on the rough side because I am trying to push through some level of progress in level 5. Man, the Wizrobes are just a fucking nightmare. They really are, because they hit for 3 or 4 hearts of damage, which is absurd. It's just fucking crazy. I'm nervous about what 7, 8, and then 9 are going to wind up being like, but we'll push through. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Gotta earn that. We gotta earn that Triforce. Oh, does it really? That I did not know. That's very bizarre. Huh.
Which thing?
That if you drink a potion, then it gives your sword back. If you had lost it to a bubble.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
I still think it is absolutely insane that dying does not give you your sword back.
That's really fucked up. That one's really fucked up.
What?
That's a very
like
cruel
I
thing
just
to
have to
deal
assume no one tested that, but it's still insane.
Or they just decided
to
that
me.
was what they wanted to happen after it happened. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm just gonna be kind of picking chunks of the map to try to explore as thoroughly as I can. The only places where if you find a hidden entrance, they disappear are the ones that are the result of using the whistle. There might be a couple push blocks that also put back their like entrances, but it'll be relatively easy to tell where
I don't know, Augsburg. We
where
went and
stuff
looked
is.
at 6. 6 was also infested with Wizrobes.
I mean, we only got like 1 or 2 screens in. We didn't get there. We didn't go in very far because I was like, sure, I'll see if I can.
Because we walked in and I was like, nope, that's 5 Wizrobes.
Yeah.
Doesn't look any better than the other dungeon.
Yep. So the top 3 things that I'm hoping to accomplish to some degree. I don't have to get all 3, but I definitely want the blue ring. I would really like the magical sword. And what the hell was the third one? There was one more that I was
Red candle.
And the red candle. Yeah, the red just because that'll make overworld stuff simpler. Because that way I don't have to leave the screen to
Yeah, so you can have your quest of burning down every tree.
I mean, if I have the red candle, I can do it way faster.
I know.
So,
I'm teasing, hun.
But oh well. Oh man, level 4 was like so fucking long. Oh, it's a dungeon item. Okay, well then I won't stress about it on the overworld then. Level 4 just took so fucking long, and the worst part was a room that we were spending like the better part of a week trying to get to. The reward was the map. That sucked so much. I mean, it did help us realize, that there was more in the dungeon after the Triforce, which was also horseshit. But anyway, and yeah, the red candle is also a good way to fight without your sword. I did use the blue candle a couple times when I didn't have my sword, but it's really not a reliable weapon since you can only use it once in a room. It can help you clear the way. There's a room where there's a Zol right in the center of a narrow path, and that can help you get through there without a sword, and that was nice. But yeah, that's where we're at with second quest. Yeah, that was fucking crazy. I would never the only reason that I would even consider it at all was the fact that the walls the other 2 available walls that could have hypothetically gotten you there by passing through or bombing didn't work.
I still think the concept of just these invisible walk-through walls is just insane as well. But hey.
Yeah, I think the magic wand is in like the last dungeon or something. Like, I'm not expecting to see that anytime soon. But we've already got the Book of Mudora, so at least it'll be the more powerful version when we do get it. So that's good. But yeah, so that second quest, earning our victory there. Oh, I guess I should also mention, I don't know if we're going to do the expansion pass for Age of Calamity. They announced that during the Nintendo Direct. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to see what it entails. If it seems like an actual meaningful, Book of Magic, not Book of Medora, but if it does seem like it's a significant like story thing going on and not just like the first DLC was really not would not have been worth, bringing the series back for. It's like, hey, do a handful of these hard quests and get some materials, and then yada yada. Like, if it's like that, then we're not going to come back to it. If there is actual story stuff going on, which seems like there might be, then we'll probably come back, revive Tootie, and continue on into the second expansion pass. But we're going to see how that goes. We're not going to like make any promises there. I would prefer to not have to worry about it at all, just because I would really like to. That's how Nintendo is very fond of doing that. The first DLC for a game having really like light, just superficial kind of stuff, and then the second one actually being significant. So we'll see how that goes. But and then regardless of whether we do Age of Calamity again or not, the next thing after that is going to be presumably Breath of the Wild 2, sometime probably late next year. If it was going to be coming out early in the year next year, they would have put it in the Nintendo Direct. I think that right now it's just listed as 2022. So it's not going to be in the spring. Kirby and the Forbidden Land is going to be, or Forgotten Land is going to be spring 2022. So Zelda's probably going to be their holiday release, and they will kick the shit out of the holiday season for sure when it happens. But that's how that's going to go. So we'll probably have an entire... Yeah, Pokemon Sleep, they just kind of seem to have forgotten about. Everything else they talked about, because Pokemon Go had its updates, Pokemon Home exists, Pokemon Cafe is getting like updates too, but...
Kirby will go anywhere for his snack.
Discovery,
we've established that pretty vigorously in all the Kirby games.
Yeah.
Forbidden Land, whatever, doesn't care. If that's where his cake or apple or whatever has gone, Kirby's going to fucking go there and get his goddamn snack back.
There's no way that they're doing any of these things, but the trailer that they had made me think simultaneously, oh, hey, this is like Kirby's Odyssey. It's him in New Donk City, except this New Donk City is destroyed. And like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if Kirby actually explored the same New Donk City, but it's all fucked up and different now. 2, the Nintendo has this habit now of whenever they have to display text, they have this kind of nonsense script that they use. They do it for ARMS, they do it for Splatoon, and I kind of started thinking, I was like, oh, it'd be kind of neat if this area was also like the Splatoon or the world of Splatoon or ARMS or something, since Splatoon is also a post-apocalyptic game. 3, could this be a thought-out Shiver Star? Because why not? But anyway. Yes, I saw that tweet where it's just like, yeah, usually Kirby's just like eating a thing and it gets taken. This is him actually starting. Well, that's what got everyone all like, holy shit, for World of Light, for Smash Brothers Ultimate, was like, here is Kirby surviving an apocalypse. Now what? He's by himself and he's got to save everybody. So... I am probably not going to bother with the test fire for Splatoon 3. I don't think anyway. I haven't kept up with it at all, and I will just get my ass kicked, and it'll be just ridiculous. But Pokemon. Pokemon has also done it now too. Pokemon Sword and Shield uses a fake script as well. So. Yeah, I was expecting there to be more story beats in World of Light. I liked at the end, I liked the game mode. It's just not the game mode that I was expecting. I was expecting a Subspace Emissary 2, and what we got was the best version of event mode, basically, which is fine. I don't think they're ever going to be able to do an event mode that tops that. But Subspace Emissary was the best version of the adventure mode, and I do wish that they would bring that back. But there was Hylian text in Link to the Past also, but it was a very different looking text. There were a couple runes, I think, in the desert. I think for the desert dungeon had Hylian runes. Ocarina did. Majora's Mask did. I think all of the core titles since A Link to the Past have had some form of Hylian script in them. Fake language is not transcribable. I mean, yes, technically speaking, so is the one in Majora's Mask, in the sense that they just reused assets. So they say this. So like the Romani Ranch sign says Kakariko Village. So yeah. But yeah, if we're talking about actual translatable, transcribable text, then yeah. Oh, because it scrolled too far. Yeah. AC dude, hello. Howdy do. Okay, but yeah, so that's Zelda. We can pretty well expect that Zelda's going to sleep for at least a full year before it comes back. Unless they drop some kind of incredibly random, like, small spin-off-y title thing, then it's going to be Breath of the Wild 2 at the end of next year. So that'll be good. It'll be nice to get that.
Did they actually do a vague date time thing for that?
No, it's still just 2022.
Oh.
Yep. Breath of the Wild didn't get a release date until very close to release, so it isn't surprising me too much that they haven't committed to anything yet.
No, I'm just, it's just one of those that you're hoping to hear
Yeah.
any, like, actual vague timing. Like, God of War, it's like they haven't set any time, so I'm like, it's got to be at least Q3 next year.
Yeah.
Like, if they're not even telling us vague expectations.
Yeah. In the world of Mega Man, Rockman 8 FC, that one we've been kind of relying on when John is around, but I think we'll probably start doing that whenever we've got like John or Jeff or just someone who's into Mega Man in some way. We'll just get that moving again, because that's been kind of had its brakes pumped pretty thoroughly for a little too long, and I do want to get that moving again, especially since it's the last game that came out before Mega Man went into its hiatus. So it'd be nice to actually, get that moving again. And once we get into the actual hiatus zone, there's going to be a handful of very interesting titles and things that get mixed into there. I think people will have a good time with what I got planned for the 2010s of Mega Man in our Mega Let's Play post game. Mega Man X Dive, I haven't recorded anything for that yet. I don't know how I want to handle it. I did say before that what I wanted to do was start recording it and then just put up episodes whenever we don't have Rockman 8 FC. I might wait until Rockman 8 FC is done first. I don't really know. That's kind of up in the air. So we're going to see how that plays out. I thought I knew what I wanted to do with it, and then things got busier. I have more stuff that I'm doing even outside of D-pad, so I don't want to completely bog myself down with another thing on top of that.
Whoa, you do stuff that's not the D-pad?
I know.
Are you sure?
I know.
I'm not
apparently.
convinced.
We are playing Mega Man Star Force 2. We're back into there. It's weird because I've seen how long the list of bosses is. I don't remember any of them at this point, but I've seen the list of how long it is, and it seems like we are way further into Star Force 2 than it feels like we are. I feel pretty consistently like we're almost maybe getting in the ballpark of halfway, but I think we're further along than that. Or maybe we just hit the halfway mark by in the episodes that come up this coming weekend. It feels honestly like we're a third of the way through, but I think we're further along. So we'll see how that's going for there. There are some long scenarios. Amazing. I don't dislike the game, but it definitely feels like a lot more of a slog than the first game was. The first game felt like it kept itself moving pretty well, and the second one has been a little bit less so. They really have some thick cutscenes where you're doing a lot of talking. And yeah, it's true. Bud and Sonia are still out there. So I assume that they would be the next two like chapters anyway. So, but yeah, we got some episodes for this weekend. Must be way longer than. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like Star Force 1 was like, how many episodes even was that? Like 30, 40 before the post game. So yeah, okay, 42. That sounds about right. I've heard the third one is really good. I've heard Star Force 3 is really good. So that'll be pretty solid to look forward to as well. But yeah, so that's where we're at with Star Force. We'll see if we can get some more recorded this weekend. Sarah and I are gone for most of Sunday, so recording is probably gonna be pretty light this week. But that's okay. I spent far too many hours over the past couple weeks putting together the like best of Sonic video and all of that. So, I mean, yes, we're also like riffing for a long time in there too. But Sonic. Speaking of Sonic, we are now officially done with Sonic 06. We are done with it. We're not doing multiplayer. We're not doing anything else with it. There was one video that I had considered also doing, and I don't even remember what it was at this point. But I think we're good. And we will finally be moving on. We'll be jumping into Sonic Rivals next. A PSP sort of racing-ish game, 2.5D platform race thing. It's so hard to describe. No, I'm not going to react to I think I included the Breaking Bad scene in the intro for the game back in January. I think I did anyway. I had intended to. Maybe I'm mixing that up with the Malcolm in the Middle Sonic R thing. Wow. I'm just realizing that oh my God, what is his name? The guy from Breaking Bad. Oh no.
Which one?
The guy, the lead actor.
Oh, you want me to have an actor name? No, see, I can't give you an actor name. I can never give you an actor name.
Oh, why am I
I am incapable of knowing actor names.
Bryan Cranston, thank you. I'm sitting there going like, it's a BC, and I cannot place it. Yeah, Bryan Cranston sure seems to find his way into TV shows with Sonic games just arbitrarily thrown into there.
No, see, Jesse is the character name. Again, see, I can do character names. I can't do actor names.
Yes, those are the character names. Bryan Cranston as Walter White. But yeah, so Sonic Rivals is coming up next. It's a strange little game. It's a 2.5D sorta racing, sorta platform game. It's like if the cast of the Sonic franchise decided to play Iggy's Wrecking Balls. It's just a weird thing altogether. There are boss battles that entirely take place on circles. It's going to be a weird time, but it'll be nice to get back to something that feels a little bit more like traditional Sonic, the 2D Sonic games anyway, even if it is weird. If we can get some recorded this weekend, that'll be coming this coming week. He's like, this is where. Oh yeah. No, it always weirds me out when reviews switch between the character name and the actor name as if they're interchangeable. And it's like, if you're talking about the acting, then by all means talk about the actor or the direction or the set design or anything that has to do with like the meta of the production. But if you're talking about what's happening in the story, in the actual piece of media, you got to use the character names. You just have to use the character names because otherwise it's too confusing and weird.
It also doesn't make any sense, which is basically what you're saying, Alex, where it's like that actor didn't get stabbed. No, the character in the movie got stabbed.
Well, hopefully the actor didn't get stabbed. Every once in a while, a bad thing happens.
I mean, fair, yes, but then that's my point, though. That's a very different thing.
Mm-hmm. My favorite example, at least as of late. Everyone's got their standard. Everyone knows the Lord of the Rings, trivia stuff about Viggo Mortensen. But the more interesting one is Liv Tyler. I think it was Liv Tyler. Yeah, Liv Tyler goes to sheathe her sword in a scene during a close-up, and she straight up just misses and just right slashes her leg.
Oops.
Off camera, but she definitely looks down and is like. And then pulls it up for another take, and they're just like, no, stop.
Like, okay, we're just going to take a minute?
Yeah.
I believe R-rated is still on.
Yes, no, it is still on. I'm going to be coming back with some more of that probably tomorrow, actually. It's just been like I've had other stuff going on, and it takes longer than I'd like to actually set up for those because I've already watched the episode. I watched the episode again to take some actual notes.
Such a bad episode.
We haven't gotten there yet.
I just have
we
opinions.
haven't gotten there yet. I watch the episode usually with Sarah. Then I watch the episode and take notes because I would rather not be if I wind up watching one by myself, I try to take notes as I go.
Lots of pausing and writing things down, and sometimes going back and seeing if you can zoom in to find a date or
some little things like those. And then I wind up taking my notes and organizing them into like clusters and categories. And then I got to film it, and then I got to edit and export it, and then I got to upload it. And every one of those steps is roughly 45 minutes to an hour. So like there's a lot that's going on in there, unfortunately, and it does take a lot of time to get them done.
Shang-Chi was excellent. That's
Shang-Chi
not
was
like
a
full review, but it was very good.
It was really good. It was better than I thought it would be, and I expected it would be good. It
did a really good job of kind of like doing its own thing, and then also being like, "Hey, you're part of the whole MCU." Like,
yeah, no, they
did.
They did
it worked really well.
But yeah,
we then had a whole debate about how to refer to dimensions and other universes, though, on the walk back. But it's not really relevant exactly.
They're muddying the waters. What qualifies as a dimension versus a timeline versus a universe, but
right, or an alternate world, or
But that
lots of terminologying.
Anyway. Let's see, Kirby. We are done with Kirby Planet Robobot, and we're going to be moving on to Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, which I believe is the free-to-play, like free-to-start game that I am going to have to put a couple dollars in for the sake of spoiler, I guess. As soon as we start that, I'm putting the dollars in to get the like Apple thing maxed out. The game has apples, I think it's apples as energy, and if you either play enough to get enough experience, you can slowly make it so you get more apples at a time, and then the highest level just makes them just way faster. Or you spend $20 or $30 and you just get it all the way maxed out. The game is free otherwise as a Kirby game. So it's
I see what you mean.
So it's like, all right, it's worth it to just put $30 into a Kirby game. Because that's what it would cost ultimately, is just like, all right, I'll spend $30 on a Kirby game. I would do that for most of these anyway. So gem apples, yeah. Or 20, yeah, whatever the max amount there was. So yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna instantly buy the max number of those, and then, and yeah, honestly, I'm expecting most of the downloadable 3D titles to go pretty quickly. I think Super Kirby Clash is probably gonna be one of the ones that takes a little longer. I don't have Evernote on here.
No.
Just for a second.
Why are you ruining everything? No, I can't read what Oxford said. Okay.
So like Kirby's Blowout Blast might be the only other one that's going to take any like real amount of time. So this is the thing, is like we've been so close to just like going, and then the like glitch for Meta Nightmare Returns wound up slowing us down by a lot.
We had to just stop.
Yeah, we just had to stop for
First we ran that 5 minutes of level over and over again a few different ways to see if we could figure out a way around it. Then we just didn't play for a few weeks. Yep. And then it was like finally ready to do it again.
Yep. So most of what's left are downloadable 3DS titles. And I think the bulk of those are going to go pretty quickly. I don't think we're going to be done in time for the end of this year. But I'm hoping that we should be done in time for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, in order to use that as our capstone for the series. In the same way that we did with Mega Man 11, so that was kind of that'll be kind of neat that just works out that way again. I wish that Sonic Rangers was coming out sooner, because it would have been cool to have Sonic 06. Realistically, I expect as like not far beyond the halfway point of time for the series, long and ridiculous as that is. And I would have liked it if Sonic Rangers was like our midpoint game, because we sure as shit aren't going to finish the series in time for that. But yeah, so Smash Ultimate is going to be a very, very quick little thing there. I don't think you have to worry too much about that. I don't know that we're going to spend more than a couple episodes in there. It's going to be a very quick little thing. Ironically, the timing of the last DLC fighter is going to line up really nicely, such that the entirety of Smash Ultimate's DLC is going to be sandwiched in between us playing World of Light and us finishing off Smash Ultimate. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. Where's my list? But yeah, so Kirby's moving on. We already talked about Pokemon Sun post game. I don't think it has to be said at this point, but Insurgents is probably going to be taking the backseat again until we get through Diamond and Pearl, and possibly also Legends Arceus or Arceus, whatever fucking pronunciation it is. Just because, we've got plenty of other stuff that's coming, and I am trying real hard to get us through Sun and Sword, I guess, in time for their replacement games. Because Sun post game, honestly, so long as we're actually moving at like a vague, reasonable pace with this, we'll be done, in October without any real hassle there. But actually, I say that, but I'm also probably only doing 3 episodes of those a week, because they are a humongous pain in the ass to edit. I forgot how much I hated editing Pokemon Sun and Moon. The 3DS screens are just obnoxious there. So yeah. Isle of Armor. Haven't had Ben and Jeff in the same room for that for a while. I still have 2 episodes that are just sitting there, and it's just a matter of getting some more of those in the can before we can get that on its feet again. Legends is probably going to be a weekday series in the same way that we did Sword. It'll be as close to five a week as we can. It's really going to depend. We don't know a ton about the game, so it may also depend on how the game actually works. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes, I guess. I don't know. We're going to play that one a little by ear. Resident Evil. We're doing the Mercenaries in Resident Evil Village. It's difficult. It's very difficult. It's up to CJ how intensely we stick with it, but I think the goal is that we want to beat all 4. I believe there's only 4 stages, and the 4th one doesn't unlock another stage. So I think it's just a matter of getting through 3 stages at B rank or better, and then or A rank or better, and then just getting through the last one. Yeah, that glitch was fucking nuts. We just spawned out in an out of bounds zone, 8 feet up in the air and shit. That was very strange. I wish we hadn't clipped back in just yet, because I would have been curious what happens if you walk far enough to physically exit the mansion or the castle, do you just fall down the cliff and die? Actually, come to think of it, is there fall damage in Resident Evil? I don't even know. I assume there is. I don't remember. But yeah. Yes, we've been getting in the habit of selling, especially we've kind of been going full on pistol mode for the most part. So we've been selling sniper and shotgun ammo just so that we can power up the pistol even faster. The fact that you can't buy ammo is sort of a bummer, though, because there comes a point where the pistol is maxed out, but we don't have a lot of ammo left, and it's like, oh, shit. Well, that's not so good. So that's been a whole thing. Let's see what else we got. Final Fantasy VII, we're trying to bring that back. We need a bunch of people here at the same time, and everybody shows up at different times and doesn't stick around for very long, so it's been kind of hard to make that happen. Also, it's kind of hard to do that while we're also doing Thousand Arms and trying to get back into Kingdom Hearts, and we've got Star Force. We have a lot of RPGs on our plate right now.
Oh God, that's right. You want to make me play Kingdom Hearts again.
just for the fucking Thunderdome. I will take care of.
It's been 2 months. I don't care anymore.
I mean, if you really don't want to, then I'll pilot, but we got a little bit left to go.
Fine.
But yeah, we'll be trying to bring back Kingdom Hearts very soon. For Twitch, Barotrauma is finally done. They have finally finished off Barotrauma and are moving on to another game there. Dave is doing his usual thing on Mondays with various streams. I believe he's switching to a new thing as well.
I think it goes back to some stream game for Rick. I don't remember. Birth by Sleep.
After Birth by Sleep, we're going into Recoded.
Yeah, it's going to be a stream
for
game.
me.
And then we're going to make Jeff suffer and eat salty popsicles again. Mwahahahahaha, as we do a deep head and chill of the...
He loves the taste of my
review.
salty popsicle.
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like waiting for the little, like the doubt face to appear. That was a good... Anyway, you should watch that review if you haven't seen it.
The
It's funny.
oh yeah, oh god, yeah. the Tuesday streams are Metroid Other M, which has been an experience. It's a shame because it looks like the game could be decent, but the controls are really rough, and the story I hate. I really, really hate that story.
Which one?
Metroid Other M.
Oh, yes.
They turn Samus from being this really cool, collected, kind of quiet, badass, bounty hunter into like, oh yeah, she was former military, and she's kind of a brat, and like every time they're like, all right, everybody, so this is the plan. Everybody does their thumbs up, which is like this tradition thing in this military, and she always sticks hers thumbs down. There we go. Big thumbs down. Both because he calls her lady, partly because she definitely doesn't like being called lady, and also as a sarcastic thing because she appreciates that they've got kind of an inside joke-ish thing. It's so bad. It's so incredibly stupid. And she kind of like is annoyed and a little bit that other people in her unit don't like her. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. You're kind of a huge pain in the ass, and you openly mock the thing that they do as part of their like traditional thing. They're probably not going to be big fans.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The thumbs down scene is one of the most... I've seen a lot of cutscenes in video games where I've been like, wow, they really fucking destroyed... They did a terrible job like fucking up the characterization of this character that I've come to know. That scene is, I think, the worst that I've ever seen for that. It would be like Mario running up to fight Bowser, and right before they fight, Mario unzips his pants and jerks off and goes, "Take this, Bowser!" Like, it would be that level of, whoa, what is happening? This is so not what
that
Mario
escalated.
is.
I'm just saying, I feel like it'd be more appropriate, like for Nintendo, it'd be like Moon Bowser or something, but it would still be very out of place.
It like this would be like,
I'm just saying,
it's the equivalent of like if Boba Fett had his own little individual spin-off and he took off his helmet and he was like fucking Edward from Twilight, not what's his name, Patterson, but just the character.
Immortal vampire that's 17 forever?
Just like that kind of like like it's just such a weird like total fucking...
I mean, they kind of did that with Boba Fett a little bit,
my
I guess,
God.
with the clone stuff. Anyway.
Jesus Christ. Point being, Other M, the story has already, I think, permanently lost me. It was so far off from everything. I don't know. Or Pattinson. Sorry, Pattinson. But yeah, so Metroid is there, and we've only got, I think, 2 weeks now, 2 weeks and a half until Metroid Dread comes out, and be playing that when I'm actually going to be doing a stream on release night to jump in on that right away, so I'm excited about that. And then that'll be our Tuesday stream until it's done, and then we'll be jumping into Recoded after that. Excuse me, my goodness. Wednesday, Jeff has been doing his Platinum streams, and then Thursday I've been doing Psychonauts, and that's been really good. Psychonauts 2. Sarah and I are kind of trading back and forth who's played more of the game, who's played further into it. We just kind of hit this stride where now, like, I'm probably
we're alternating basically.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you are
less
definitely
than 2 hours ahead of you.
But
I'm less than 2 hours ahead of you, I think. And then you're gonna get ahead on Tuesday, and then I'm gonna get back ahead on Thursday, and
yeah, because we were a little further into the mind than you were before
Yes.
your stream this week,
yep,
and then you finished the mind and started doing some other stuff. So like, yeah,
yep. But yeah, so that's been going really well though. I've been enjoying that a lot. And
it's because Psychonauts great.
yeah,
You
Psychonauts
should
is
play
rad.
the VR game.
At some point I will.
Yeah.
At some point.
Actually, that could be a fun one to do as like a stream or a recording or something, just because we
Yeah.
don't.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like most people have not played the Rhombus of Ruin because it is a VR,
Right.
PlayStation VR only game.
It could make for a good like
But
one-off stream or
just
something.
for fun.
And, yeah. Be pretty cool.
Be interesting.
And then yeah, I think that's it for streams. And then our next Patreon hangout is going to be on October 29th, that Friday, at the end of the month. There we go.
I might be in costume. I don't know, just for fun.
I probably will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I expect I will be. I don't remember the first Psychonauts like that finely.
I do.
I remember the Milkman. I remember the Meat Circus. I remember the sneezing of brains. I don't remember a huge amount beyond that.
Punching mini game? There was
I don't know.
I don't remember a punching mini game in the first Psychonauts. Was this like an optional thing that you could miss?
I mean, if it was a mini game,
Wow.
probably, right?
I mean, I suppose, but I'm just trying to, like, because me and Sebastian played through Psychonauts 1. It was probably like 6 years-ish ago now at this point, but far more recently-ish.
I
Huh.
don't know. That's a good question.
I'm trying to remember.
At the very beginning, think of the first area.
Oh, you mean the thing in the Oleander's mind? Cause yeah, there's a couple. Those are I feel like those are more tutorials.
I don't remember that at all. To be
Yeah,
honest.
that's a good. That was. I feel like that's more of the tutorial of how to punch shit than it is a mini game thing.
You can do bonus difficulties in to reach rank 101. Jesus Christ.
Oh wow, no, I never. I think the moment I did the amount the tutorial required from me,
Just like
I was
you're
like, cool, great, on to the next thing. Like, I had no idea you could just sit there and keep punching that. Wow,
It's hilarious.
it's kind of amazing.
I have to assume that's the reason Psychonauts 2 has stuff that goes up to rank 102.
Yeah, right. Like,
Makes sense. Yeah, I think we'll probably call it there. We've been in for almost an hour and a half now, and it is late, and I'm very it's so muggy today, so humid. We have the ACs running and stuff too, and it's still just like not doing much to counteract that. So I think we'll be calling it. Thank you guys very much for hanging out. If anyone's watching this after and wants to get involved in one of these, you can go to patreon.com/dpadfm. Check out what we got there and see if there's something that catches your fancy. And yeah. Do you have anything that you want to add?
it's now getting cold enough that I can actually think about mailing chocolate to people.
Yeah, without
That's right, without it being a problem.
Yeah, because otherwise it'd be like, all right, time to ship stuff in freezer containers or
which
something.
is really expensive.
It does get pricey. Sea-Doo stuff, and we'll try to do that sooner rather than later because it's about to get a lot hotter for you down in Australia. And then I remembered, wait a minute, Australia just changed how they were handling shipping stuff.
Yeah.
Like U.S. to Australia and vice versa.
I don't know. Yeah. Your country's policies may be a problem, but we'll do what
ours.
we can.
I don't know
ours, yeah.
I don't know which side of it
is
it
the
is.
problem, but
We will figure it out, though. We'll make sure you get your stuff. Yeah.
and I'm gonna post pictures to the Discord of the process.
Yeah,
because I go all the way from raw cocoa bean to chocolate.
We could make a video. We could record a bunch of it.
Yes, a lot of it is like, okay, and now I do this one task for 20 minutes. Like,
oh yeah, I'm not saying that we record the whole thing. I mean, do it like TV recipe style, where you just talk for 30 seconds. But like, all right, so what we're doing now is we're doing this, and the temperature's important because if you let it crystallize, then da 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 da. Like a little quick thing, and then.
I mean, if you're gonna show up, I'll tell you when I'm doing it, and if you show up with a camera, that's your problem. Don't
Okay.
worry, Alex Britt.
The video would come out. The video would happen. You know, on the side of Sarah doing this.
And send them to the
Yeah.
Discord.
The video would probably be a thing that I'd put together over like the week or two afterwards. Anyway, after we send it out, give it a couple days, and then.
I'm just so that like, dude, I have all these clips in my Dropbox of the video you want to do of our vacation in Florida.
I know.
From January 2020.
I didn't really love the videos that I took of them, to be honest, and like the audio came out weird and stuff, and I was just like, this isn't going to be a very good thing. And then when March came around, it was like both it had been too late and COVID was here, so it was like, okay, not really feeling this video anymore. So, but yeah, so cool.
Yeah,
Anything
no,
else?
we can. No, that was my thing that I wanted to say.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll catch you next month for some spooky hanging out.
Oh shit.
See you then. Bye.
Spook.